Hey, how's it going on, guys? I'm Lance with Ball Withdrawal. The 2022 NBA season just came to a wraps. That means that it is now draft season. Now, the headline of every single NBA draft is the number one overall pick. Sometimes it can be a generational superstar like LeBron James. Other times it can be a draft bust that's just a waste of a pick. So today we're going to be taking a look at every single Eastern Conference team's number one overall draft pick. Some teams have had 0 number one draft picks, others have had 6. Today we're going to be taking a look at that, starting with the teams that have never had the number one overall pick. Okay, so there's only 2 Eastern Conference teams that have never had the number one overall pick. Starting off, we have the Miami Heat. The highest pick Miami's ever had is the second overall pick. They had the second overall pick in 2008. The other team is the Indiana Pacers. The highest pick Indiana's had is the second overall pick as well. And they've had that pick in 1983, 1985, and 1988. Okay, starting off for the teams that have only had one number one overall pick, we have the Toronto Raptors, who in 2006 drafted Andrea Bargnani. Bargnani had career averages of 15 points per game and 5 rebounds per game. Bargnani had his best season in 2011, where he averaged 21 points per game and 5 rebounds per game. Next, we have the Charlotte Hornets, who in 1991 drafted Larry Johnson. The big man had career averages of 16 points per game, along with 7 rebounds per game. Johnson was the 1992 Rookie of the Year and made 2 All-Star teams during his time in Charlotte. Next, we have the Boston Celtics. The Celtics are one of the oldest teams in the NBA. Despite that, they've only had one number one overall pick. This came in 1950, where the Celtics drafted Chuck Scher. Scher had career averages of 8 points per game, along with 8 rebounds per game. Scher actually never played a game with the Celtics. He was traded the day after the draft to the then Fort Wayne Pistons for future Hall of Famer Bill Sharman. So, a pretty good trade right there. Alright, now we have the teams that have had 2 number one overall selections. First, we have the Chicago Bulls. In 1999, they drafted Elton Brand. Brand had career averages of 16 points per game and 9 rebounds per game. Brand was the 2000 Rookie of the Year, but he was traded to the Clippers after his sophomore year, in which he was a 2-time All-Star in LA. The Bulls' next number one overall pick came in 2008, where they drafted Derrick Rose. Rose has career averages of 18 points per game and 5 assists per game so far. Rose was the 2009 Rookie of the Year, and he was also the youngest MVP of all time in 2011, but unfortunately his career was derailed by injuries. Next, we have the Brooklyn Nets, who in 1990 drafted Derek Coleman. Coleman had career averages of 17 points per game and 9 rebounds per game. He was also the 1991 Rookie of the Year, and he made 1 All-Star appearance during his time in New Jersey. Next, for the Nets, we have the 2000 number one overall pick, which was Kenyon Martin. Martin had career averages of 12 points per game and 7 rebounds per game, and he was also a 1-time All-Star with the Nets. After his time in New Jersey, he had a long stint in Denver and then bounced around. Next, we have the Atlanta Hawks. Their first number one overall pick came in 1955, where they drafted Dick Ricketts. Ricketts had career averages of 9 points per game and 6 rebounds per game. Ricketts played 4 seasons in the NBA, then went to play 1 season in the MLB as a pitcher for the St. Louis Cardinals. The Hawks' next number one overall pick came in 1975, where they drafted David Thompson. Thompson had career averages of 23 points per game, 4 rebounds per game, and 3 assists per game. Thompson was the 1976 Rookie of the Year. Instead of signing with the Hawks, David Thompson signed with the Denver Nuggets of the ABA, which then merged with the NBA just 1 year later. Thompson was a 4-time All-Star with Denver and then made an additional All-Star team with the Seattle Supersonics. David Thompson is also a Hall of Famer. The Detroit Pistons are the only Eastern Conference team that has 3 number one overall picks. Their first one came in 1967, where they drafted Jimmy Walker. Walker had career averages of 17 points per game and 4 assists per game. Walker was a 2-time All-Star in Detroit, and he is known for being the deadbeat father of ESPN analyst and former college star Jalen Rose. Detroit's next number one came in 1970, where they drafted Bob Lanier. Lanier had career averages of 20 points per game and 10 rebounds per game. Lanier was an 8-time All-Star in Detroit and Milwaukee. He was the longtime starting center for those Midwest teams, and he was a Hall of Famer. The most recent number one came in 2021, where they drafted Cade Cunningham. Cade just had a rookie season, averaging 17 points per game, 6 rebounds per game, and 6 assists per game. Cade started off the season pretty inefficient, but ramped up his efficiency throughout the season. Okay, now we have the teams that have had 4 number one overall selections. First, we have the New York Knicks, who in 1963 drafted Art Heyman. Heyman had career averages of 13 points per game and 5 rebounds per game. Heyman had a solid rookie season where he averaged 15 and 4, but quickly phased out of the NBA due to temper issues. Heyman then landed up in the ABA, where he won an ABA championship in 1968. The Knicks' next number one overall pick came 1 year later in 1964, where they drafted Jim Barnes. Barnes had career averages of 9 points per game and 7 rebounds per game. Barnes started his career off pretty well, but it went downhill quickly due to knee and lower leg injuries. Barnes did end up winning the championship in 1969 with the Boston Celtics, though. The Knicks' next pick came in 1966, where they drafted Cazzie Russell. Russell had career averages of 15 points per game and 4 rebounds per game, and he was a member of the Knicks' 1970 NBA championship team. He also made one All-Star team in 1972. Next, the Knicks drafted Patrick Ewing in 1985. Ewing had career averages of 21 points per game, 10 rebounds per game, and 2 blocks per game. Ewing was the 1986 Rookie of the Year, and he made 11 All-Star teams in the Big Apple. Ewing is a Hall of Famer and a member of the NBA's 75th anniversary team. Next, we have the Orlando Magic. The Magic drafted Shaquille O'Neal, number one overall in 1992. Shaq had career averages of 24 points per game, 11 rebounds per game, and 2 blocks per game. Shaq was the 1993 Rookie of the Year, and he made 15 All-Star teams spread out between the Magic, Lakers, and Heat. Shaq was the 2000 MVP. He's a 4-time NBA champion, a 3 times Finals MVP, an NBA Hall of Famer, or a Basketball Hall of Famer, and a member of the NBA's 75th anniversary team. Next, the Magic drafted Chris Webber the following year in 1993. Webber had career averages of 21 points per game, 10 boards, and 4 assists per game. Webber was traded 15 minutes after being drafted by the Magic to the Warriors for Penny Hardaway and 3 first-round picks. Webber won Rookie of the Year in 1994, but had disagreements with the Warriors coaching staff, and through a contract loophole, opted out to become a free agent after just 1 year with the Warriors. Webber was a 5-time All-Star, and he's a Hall of Famer, most of which can be attributed to his college career with Michigan's Fab Five. Next is Dwight Howard, who's the number one overall pick in 2004. Howard has career averages of 16 points per game, 12 rebounds per game, and 2 blocks per game so far. Dwight Howard won 3 Defensive Player of the Years and is a 6-time All-Star. Dwight Howard also won the 2020 NBA championship with the Los Angeles Lakers during the bubble. And then we have the 2022 number one overall pick, which belongs to the Orlando Magic. Currently, it's a 3-man race between Auburn's Jabari Smith, Duke's Paolo Banchero, and Gonzaga's Chet Holmgren. Each are 6'10 plus forward centers, but offer varying skill sets to a young Orlando team. Next is the Philadelphia 76ers, who have had 4 number ones. Starting off with 1973, they drafted Doug Collins. Collins had career averages of 18 points per game, 3 boards, and 3 assists. Collins played his whole career with the 76ers, where he made 4 All-Star teams. Next is Allen Iverson, the number one of the 1996 NBA draft. Iverson had career averages of 27 points per game and 6 assists per game. AI had a long career primarily with the 76ers. Iverson won Rookie of the Year in 1997, made 11 All-Star teams, won 4 scoring titles, and was the 2001 MVP. The answer is a Hall of Famer and a member of the NBA's 75th anniversary team. Next, the 76ers drafted Ben Simmons in 2016. So far, Ben has career averages of 16 points per game, 8 boards, and 8 assists. Simmons missed his first year in the NBA, but then in his rookie season won Rookie of the Year in 2018. The next 3 years, Simmons was an All-Star, but this past season did not play because he had disputes with the Philadelphia 76ers, and then after being traded, he missed the remainder of the season due to a back injury. Next, the Sixers drafted Markelle Fultz in 2017. So far, Markelle has career averages of 11 points per game and 5 assists per game. Fultz only played 33 games in 2 seasons with the 76ers due to injury, and then Fultz was traded to the Orlando Magic, where he played one season, then missed most of both the 2021 and 2022 season due to an ACL tear. Fultz is looking for a bounce-back year this upcoming season. The only Eastern Conference team to have 5 number 1 overall picks is the Milwaukee Bucks. Their first came in 1952, where they drafted Mark Workman. Workman had career averages of 5 points per game and 3 rebounds per game. Workman played just 79 games in 2 seasons between 3 teams. Next, the Bucks drafted Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in 1969. Kareem had career averages of 25 points per game, 11 boards, and 3 blocks per game. Kareem spent 6 seasons in Milwaukee, where he won Rookie of the Year, 3 MVPs, the 1971 NBA Championship, Finals MVP, and was a 6-time All-Star. In 1975, Kareem was traded to the Lakers, where he won 3 more MVPs, 5 more championships, won Finals MVP in 1985, and made 13 more All-Star teams. Kareem has currently scored the most points in NBA history. Kareem is a Hall of Famer and a member of the NBA's 75th anniversary team. Next was in 1977, the Bucks drafted Kent Benson. Benson has career averages of 9 points per game and 6 rebounds per game. Benson spent most of his career in the Midwest between the Bucks and the Pistons. Kent Benson is known for having his jaw broken by a sucker punch from Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. This punch broke Kareem's hand, making Kareem miss his only All-Star game in 1978. Next, the Bucks drafted Glenn Robinson in 1994. Robinson had career averages of 20 points per game and 6 rebounds per game. Robinson averaged 20-plus points per game in 7 out of 10 years in his NBA career. Robinson was a 2-time All-Star and won the 2005 NBA Championship with the Spurs as a veteran coming off of the bench. The Bucks' last number 1 overall pick came in 2005, where they drafted Andrew Bogut. Bogut had career averages of 10 points per game, 9 rebounds per game, and 2 blocks per game. Bogut had a long career as a starting center, primarily for the Milwaukee Bucks and Golden State Warriors. Bogut was an NBA champion with the Golden State Warriors in 2015. There are only 2 teams in the NBA that have had 6 number 1 overall picks, both in the Eastern Conference. First, we have the Cleveland Cavaliers, who in 1971 drafted Austin Carr. Carr had career averages of 15 points per game, 3 boards, and 3 assists per game. Carr played 9 years in Cleveland, where he made 1 All-Star team. Next was in 1986, the Cavs drafted Brad Daugherty. Daugherty had career averages of 19 points per game and 10 rebounds per game. Daugherty made 5 All-Star teams in Cleveland, but his career was cut short due to back injuries. The Cavs' next number 1 overall pick came in 2003, where they drafted LeBron James. LeBron has career averages of 27 points per game, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists so far. James has spent his career with Cleveland, Miami, and the Los Angeles Lakers. James won 1 championship and Finals MVP in both LA and Cleveland, and then he won 2 championships and 2 Finals MVPs in Miami. So far, LeBron is an 18-time All-Star, a 4 times MVP, the 2004 Rookie of the Year, and a member of the NBA's 75th anniversary team. The Cavs' next number 1 overall pick came in 2011, where they drafted Kyrie Irving out of Duke. Kyrie is a career 23 points per game, 6 assists per game player. Kyrie won the 2011 Rookie of the Year and 2016 NBA Championship during his time in Cleveland. Kyrie is also a 7-time All-Star. The Cavs' next number 1 overall pick was in 2013, where they drafted Anthony Bennett. Bennett had a career average of 4 points per game and 3 rebounds per game. Bennett was traded after his rookie season and waived the following year. Bennett is known as one of the most underwhelming number 1 overall picks of all time. Next, the Cleveland Cavaliers drafted Andrew Wiggins in 2014. Wiggins has career averages of 19 points per game and 4 rebounds per game so far. Prior to the start of his rookie season, Wiggins was traded to the Minnesota Timberwolves for Kevin Love. Wiggins won Rookie of the Year in 2015 and spent 5.5 seasons in Minnesota before being traded to Golden State. Wiggins has since found a valuable role with the Warriors, and just this past season, he made his first All-Star team as well as winning the 2022 NBA Championship. The next NBA team to have 6 number 1 overall picks was the Washington Wizards. The Wizards' first number 1 came in 1951, where they drafted Gene Melchior. Melchior never played in the NBA. Melchior was involved in a point-shaving scandal in college and was banned for life from the NBA because of it. Next, the Wizards drafted Frank Selvey in 1954. They actually weren't the Wizards at that point. Selvey had career averages of 11 points per game and 4 rebounds per game. Selvey had a long journeyman career in which he made 2 All-Star teams. Next was in 1961. Washington drafted Walt Bellamy. Bellamy had career averages of 20 points per game, 14 rebounds per game. Bellamy was an All-Star during his first 4 seasons, and Bellamy had a long career as a starting center. Bellamy is also a Hall of Famer. Next, the Washington drafted Bill McGill in 1962. McGill had career averages of 11 points per game and 4 rebounds per game. McGill bounced around teams during his 7-year NBA career. Next was in 2001. The Wizards drafted Kwame Brown. Brown had career averages of 7 points per game and 6 rebounds per game. Brown had an underwhelming 12-year career, and he was the uncle of 2022 NBA lottery pick Jabari Smith Jr. The Wizards' last number 1 overall pick came in 2010, where they drafted John Wall out of Kentucky. Wall has career averages of 19 points per game, 4 rebounds per game, and 9 assists per game so far. Wall has made 5 All-Star teams, but unfortunately he tore his Achilles in 2019. He has since been traded to Houston, where the team chose not to play him during the 2021-22 NBA season. All right, so there you have it. That's every single Eastern Conference NBA team's number 1 overall pick. There should be a new video coming out from me soon of every single Western Conference team's number 1 overall picks. In the history of the number 1 pick, 19 of them have become Hall of Famers. So the number 1 pick is clearly a blessing for NBA teams that win the lottery and receive it. Thanks again for watching. I'm Lance with Ball Withdrawal, and I would appreciate if you could like and subscribe and keep an eye out for future videos. Thank you.